So maybe I got to go inward. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real. People still go through that and be like, nah, it's got to be other people. Like, nah, look in the mirror.
Accountability.
Yes, accountability. And we talk about this. Me and Kayode talk about this as far as we feel as a whole, right? And again, this is no diss to the sisters out there, but we felt as a whole, a lot of men feel as a whole that women don't feel like that y'all hold other women accountable for some of the things that y'all say and do, you know.
Mm.
And accountability looks different for other people. I think sometimes brothers who are scorned, they look for accountability as punishment, and you can speak on that as well. But we feel overall that society makes men accountable because we're supposedly the most responsible, have the most responsibilities. Whereas when women do things in a general aspect, that y'all don't held accountable for some of the mistakes or things you say that are harmful or hurtful, and then when you get called on it, it's like, well, oh, I didn't know, and then there's really no apology.
Mm.
Like have you experienced that or heard that from other guys?
No, that was good, Dixon. You know what it is? I think this is going to be kind of bad what I'm about to say.
Say it out,
I
sis.
think, I think sometimes, and this is me too,
Mm-hmm.
as women, we forget that men are human. I'm sorry, that's you forget sometimes that just like your feelings get hurt, you can hurt someone else's feelings, right? So I think it's like, oh, a man could take it. He could just take it. Like he can just, he could digest that. But you never really sit and think like, that was kind of harsh, that was mean. Um, and maybe it might be because of the roles we play. Women are softer, men are supposed to be more tougher and stuff like that. So maybe we take for granted our words and our actions don't affect a man the same way it would affect another woman. So maybe that's why women don't say anything to men because it's like, he could digest that. She's emotional, and maybe that time, and maybe something, just something going on. It's like we have a lot of passes. Let's be honest. We have a lot of
Just trying to be careful. You might be developing a little too much.
I I know,
I'm just
I
saying.
know, but I can,
I love
I can accept that that it may be, and it's the humanistic side. And it's the truth because you do. It's crazy, and maybe it may be because especially as Black women, maybe we haven't seen enough vulnerable men, so we don't know
Mm.
that exists. Like we don't know
I would
that.
agree with that.
Hey, don't say that. That's not.
I would agree with that.
Maybe all of our what we see as modeled in front of us is the toxic and negative aspects maybe of Black men. So then that's how we respond towards it because we respond by our environment. So it's that can play a role into why that may be like more acceptable among women for women to down men. Um, not saying it's right, but I know for me personally, I don't, men don't cry, men don't do
Right.
this, you don't see those aspects. So there's no way, that I can think in a moment that what I'm saying is really gonna crush your spirit, or crush you know. So it may be we take that for granted, and it's true. We do need more role models to see, the vulnerability that it's okay for a man to be vulnerable, and this is what it looks like, and this is what it is. I don't have much experience with that myself, seeing that. So you just
Mm.
see the person as the provider, the worker. This is the one who's supposed to do this and take, but you never think of the humanistic side of what that looks like. Because even though we're man and woman, we're both human, So
Right.
Oh, that
we
was
all.
deep. That was good. Kavana, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that gave us pause. That gave me pause.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're taught growing up as men, you can't cry. There's this. Oh man,
Right.
this. Uh, you know, um, man, we're taught this. We can't cry. We're not supposed to show feelings. and stuff like that. There's a statement that, again, and then again, this is going to tie into worldly views and Christianity views, right? So there's a statement that, like, women say, I want my man to be vulnerable, right? I want him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at
because you know what it is. You know what it is because it's just like I said. I don't know what that looks like. When I think about vulnerability, I think about woman vulnerability. It's like I want someone to be crying all the time. You know, it's gonna be, moody. Like I don't know what that looks like. So I think that's why that's such a a stigma. Like I don't know if I want that because I had no representation of that. I have no. What does that look like?
Wow.
Yeah, what does that look like?
See what I'm saying? That's why we having these conversations. Because for us, it doesn't. We think it's funny. So a lot of us think like that, Miss Holmes, but that's not necessarily the version that men will show vulnerability. We'll show it in sharing little things with you all. Like I had actually had a bad day. Like this is what happened. Like this person made me feel less than, or this person pissed me off, and it's just like, I want to punch him, but just like I couldn't almost on the job. Like that's part of like vulnerability for guys, or like, yo, like I'm really hurting because my mom like not talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll share stuff like that.
And also to that, Cal, the vulnerability to that. In addition to that, also a man breaking down and crying, man.
Yes.
Like, coming home and like, cause I experienced that in my relationship, my past relationship, where there were times where I bawled. I literally bawled. I mean, it was in the beginning of the last relationship I was in, Cal. I don't know. It was so much pressure. I was dealing with so much, as I said, at a young age. This is like 20 plus years ago. But like, I literally bawled in front of her, like cried the whole nine. And, but in general terms, what we hear, like, Nashana, thank you for sharing that. Women say they want a man who's vulnerable, who want to, come home and share, But not all women, but it's been said and it's been confessed that as soon as a woman sees that, it's a click. It turns her off. She's no longer attracted to him at that point because she saw a side of him that, like you said, Nashana, she never knew what that looked like. So now when she's exposed to what that looks like, it doesn't conform to what she thought it would look like. It changes the whole dynamic of the relationship. You just shared that, Nashana, with us. So when they see that, they say they want it, and then when the man does it, and then the relationship fails, and you're wondering why, when I did what you asked me to do, that's where we men are confused. Like, what do you want? You know what I mean? You want a man who provides for you, but at the same time, you want a man to give you all the attention that you want. You can't have it. You can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Which one do you want? Like, if you want me to provide, okay, that's going to require me working long hours. You're not going to see me as much. You're not going to get that attention. But you're not getting that attention. Can you still be faithful to me? Can you still be faithful? Right? Are you going to seek attention from, someplace else? All right, fine. Do I won't work? I'll give you all the attention there. Well, okay, so now I'm home all the time, what have you. But now we can't travel to where you wanted to travel. Now you can't get the clothes and you can't get the car that you wanted. You can't get the place that you wanted or what have you. Now you have a problem with that. There's a certain lifestyle that you want to keep up. Which one do you want? We're human. There's only so much we can do. We're not Superman. What is it? And that's the confusion that we men are facing in today's day and age, that two largest things that women don't even realize.